Hello, my fine fellow hobbits. Skinny Tech Boy here, or as you know on this channel, I am Paul. Skinny
Dan,
Tech
is
Boy
that
is
really you?
my modding name.
I knew it was you.
Let's not talk about why it's Skinny Tech Boy. I'm clearly not skinny anymore, and I'm clearly not a boy anymore, but there's a long story behind that name. Honestly, I'm not trying to hide anything. But anyway, I thought it might be nice to do a little playthrough of the current version of Derek before he gets released. I've been working hard in the background, updating his dialogue and making him quest aware, and doing all kinds of magic tricks underneath the hood. So at the moment, Derek will react to the Freestar quest. I'm currently working on the Crimson Fleet quest, and I've got most of the dialogue in for the main quest. So I'm going to get those bits out of the way before I release this update that you're seeing here. So this is 2.5. 2.0 is available right now, and a lot of the features here are actually in 2.0. For instance, you can take Derek to certain locations and he will just fire off a magical comment that he will never ever say again. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I'll show you the first one. So if you're playing a new game with Derek 2.0, you'll notice that he keeps talking about museums when he's in New Atlantis, and that's because what I wanted to happen with him is that he gradually develops as the story goes along. I like that in my followers. I like a follower that kind of grows. I did the same with Benjamin Dune. Anyone who's played that mod, the idea is that it's unsuspecting, but he just evolves, and Derek's no different. But anyway, I digress. I'll get back to what I was actually saying. So if you take him to a museum, he will fire off a scene where he downloads archive information. So there's a few areas in the game that he would do that, and that's just a little example of some of the scenes that he will fire. But anyway, I'll shut up now, and I'll just let us play for a little bit. Ignore that for now. That will be a feature in the next update. A little control slate for him.
Decommissioned experiment, but I prefer Derek. I have no idea. One, there are parts of my programming that are inaccessible for some reason, and two, I lost the manual. But hey, if a toaster can still toast, then it's still a toaster, right? I need to find information. Is there a museum around here, Dan?
Well, it's funny you should mention that.
Is that what this place is called? I don't remember how I got here. Only that I needed to find you, Dan. I don't know. I cannot access my memory banks for more information. I just know that it's important. Dan is important. I can't answer that, Dan. As I have said, I cannot access my memory banks for answers. But hey, maybe if I hang around with you, something might unlock them.
Hint, hint.
Hey, Dan, I've got something for you. Say, Dan, do you think you can tell me about this? Jemison, never heard of it, but it looks real pretty. So clean and fresh, like a postcard. What's a postcard? I'll tell you, Dan, my memory banks are super scrambled. Earth. I've heard that name before, but I don't know where. Oh, I wish I could access my memory banks. Say, Dan, is there anywhere that I can access historical archives close by? Maybe a little history might unlock my memory banks. Oh, Dan, can we see the museum? Can we? I love museums.
There you are. It's not quest dependent. There's no quest marker. He just hints, because it doesn't actually affect anything other than some of the things that he'll say later on. Which I guess completionists will kind of worry about, but don't worry about it. Just have fun. So let's take him to the museum and see what happens. Nothing too fancy. Just a little bit of immersion.
place looks like so much fun. So many buttons. Oh, and history too. Accessing external mainframe. Downloading historical archives. Wow, there's so much information here. Not just about New Atlantis, but about other worlds too. I'm sure this will be useful. Thanks, buddy.
You see, as a robot that's lost his memory, I kind of thought that,
What do you need?
how come he's got so many opinions about places? Well, he needs to have gained that information from somewhere. So that's the idea of him hunting archives and
Sure thing.
information about the world around him. Because followers, that's what they do. Their job is to
Hi, Dad.
inform you of the world around you,
What do you need?
make judgments on the decisions that you make.
Okay. Oh,
And I know, someone like Sarah is really annoying when you accidentally shoot a spaceship and she's annoyed with you. But actually, we need to stop and think, my God, she knows what we did. I think it's a remarkable achievement for this game to be able to do that. It's things that we tried to do in Skyrim, and it took a lot of scripting. It was half there in Fallout 4, made it easier for us. But again,
Hi, Dad.
the Affinity
What do you
system
need?
took a lot of scripting to try and get someone,
What do you need?
our follower characters, to be
Sure
more
thing,
realistic,
Dan.
more believable, more immersive. So I think this has got a lot of potential with the tools that they've given us, the foundation of the way that the scripts work in this game. So, I think in a few years' time, some of the mods are going to be crazy. Here we go. Let's go. Whoosh! And here we are in Akila
I
City.
picked up something you might be interested in.
Chlamydia? Oh. So I'm PC.
I need to find information. Is there a museum around
Look
here,
at his
Dad?
head. That's a bit weird. He's meant to say another line first, but for some reason...
Howdy, partner.
Yep.
Sorry, just practicing the local dialect.
For some reason, he sometimes says it, but not always. I guess that's a good thing. He's not always repeating himself. The other good thing is there's a lot of lines that he will only say once. So that's nice. People like that sort of thing, I hear. Some people don't like people that talk every 5 seconds, or every minute, or every 2 minutes. Some people just want to shoot things and, take their mind off their life. I'm going a little too deep here, aren't I? I'll just mind my own business. Let's just carry on. So there is a museum here somewhere, and that's what I'm looking for here. I did find it this afternoon, but I don't think I found it in this playthrough section. But for anyone who is interested, it's right next to the Enhance. It's not marked on the map, so it's a bit hard to find. But anyway, we gotta start us the Freestar mission.
Sam has told me so many stories about Akila City. I feel as though I've lived here all my life.
Keep your nose clean.
Yeah, Jimmy Hill.
Last thing I want is to charge you for a DP, an A and B, B and E, or heaven forbid, an MS.
Which way are you going, Paul? See, this is me still looking for the Code Museum. So, I think I'll speed this bit up too. And here we are.
happens for you.
Not everyone gets to say they work at the Rock.
Freestar, so cool. I wish I could get a hat too.
I wish you could get a hat too, Derek. I think it would suit you. Okay, I'll shut up now because we're getting on with the mission.
You've got potential. Just need to see a little more from you. Oh, you're back. How'd it go? Good. You did what I asked, so let's go meet the Marshal. Follow me.
We got a lot of bars in the city. All class joints. Well, except Aki's.
We're headquartered in the upper floors of the Rock, but we also have remote stations throughout Freestar collective space. Helps us to identify and respond to threats more quickly. There are less than a dozen Rangers in all, and we operate with limited resources. Thankfully, most people respect us and are willing to cooperate. In this job, your eyes, ears, and wits are every bit as important as your badge and your sidearm. Marshal?
Emma! I take it you're here because you're satisfied that our new recruit can handle the job.
Seems capable enough, and we could use the help.
All right, then. Step forward, recruit. Let me have a word with you.
Excuse me.
I've got just one question. Do you pledge to defend the people of the Freestar Collective, even if it means risking your own life?
No, I certainly do not.
Good.
Oh.
Here, take these. You're now a Freestar Ranger Deputy. I'm assigning you to Ranger Wilcox for some field training. Listen good to what she tells you. Welcome aboard, Deputy.
You've made a wise choice, but I trust that your duties as a ranger won't interfere with your service to Constellation.
Wish we could throw you a welcome party, but there's work to do. We got word from a farmer on Montera Luna. She says someone's trying to take her farm, and she's afraid she might be in danger. Well, most things do at the start. Doesn't mean they stay that way. That being said, best not to assume anything. Just try to keep an open mind. Grab any supplies you might need, and let's get going.
Pay attention to what Ranger Wilcox tells you.
Sooner we get to Montera Luna, the better. See you.
So I just have to leave without her?
Freestar, so cool. I wish I could get a hat too. Okay then.
Yes. By the way, this save file was one from my very first sort of playthrough. And in this one, I had basically got to romance Sarah.
If you're looking for the Rangers, check the upper levels.
I
or the
shall.
cantina.
I shall.
It's really an honor to be able to help
And
out.
it was one of the biggest mistakes of my life because she is
Hey,
so
deputy.
annoying. She literally is a nag. She nags you, and I don't know why. So she's at the point where she's waiting for me to commit to the wedding details, and I won't. So throughout this playthrough, she'll be going, "I've got something to say to you when you're ready," but I just don't want to because she scares me. That level of commitment scares me. No, thank you. What are you doing now? I'm probably still looking for the Sam Coe Museum. Okay, let's speed it up.
Wow, is this your ship, Dan? It's so cool. Oh, look at all these shiny lights and buttons.
You're probably wondering why I'm loitering here, and I don't know what those weird little blurry effects are. Obviously some magic effect trace from...
I'll try not to touch anything, Dan. Especially the big red buttons.
From the journey, from the travel. This scene is very important.
Big red buttons.
There he
No,
goes.
Derek. Resist the temptation.
In that it unlocks a new set of conversation options, so...
Do machines have temptations? I'm calculating right now what would happen if I press that button over there. Is that temptation? Makes you think, doesn't it?
He will only say that on the player's ship as well, so that's worth bearing in mind.
Hey, wait. Am I thinking? I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. Wow, I think I'm thinking.
You're good to go.
Strange.
All clear to land.
But why am I suddenly thinking about toasters?
Good to go for landing.
He does like his toast, it has to be said.
Wow, the universe is so big. I feel so small.
Can't imagine living on the fringes like this. I think I'll stick to the comforts of New Atlantis.
You just said that you liked Akila City, which is very much like this. Oh god, she's such a hypocrite.
Oh, a farm. I love farms. Old MacDonald had a farm. Sorry, Dan. I didn't mean to ruin the sense of urgency. With an oink oink here and a bar bar there, here an oink, there an oink, everywhere a bar bar. Buns.
Over here!
Okay, let's go and see what's going on, shall we? Somebody in distress, I fancy.
The Freestar Rangers. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
I'm Ranger Emma Wilcox. My deputy and I are here to help. Now, tell us what happened.
I was out planting in the fields when I saw some men approaching. They looked like soldiers with uniforms and weapons and such. They wanted to buy the farm. Didn't even ask if it was for sale. Their offer was so low, I told them right where they could stick it. They said they'd give me time to think about it, but if I didn't change my mind, I was gonna regret it. Then they left. Well, they sure as hell look like fighting men to me. Go see for yourself. They headed into the canyons back behind the house. That place is dangerous. Steep slopes, narrow trails, rock slides, and all manner of hostile creatures, too.
Oh no.
If you're going after those men, be careful. Oh, there's one other thing. They said they were the first. The first of what, I'm not sure. But there must be more of them coming.
Thank you, ma'am. That should be enough for us to find these men. All right, deputy. Keep that weapon handy and your eyes sharp. Since these guys don't know we're after them, they're probably not making an effort to hide their tracks. Now, let's go and check out those canyons.
Yes, let's.
Well, Deputy, you've come this far. It's time to take over and show us what you can do.
She's so
That's right.
bloody sarcastic. I like her. Okay, let's just do this. I'll shut up unless something amuses me. This is meant to be a let's play, I suppose. I'm not meant to just keep nattering on in the background. Or maybe you want me to natter on in the background.
Well, look at you go.
Oh yes, Derek now picks up when you're running or sprinting, which is most of the time, really.
Boot tracks. Several pairs by the look. Not too old either. Let's head down into the canyon and see if we can find more. Quiet out here. I like it. Nice change of pace from Akila City.
In this game, you've got to move fast, or you get nowhere. Does anybody walk in this game? Who would walk in this game? Unless you're checking
Are you
out.
certain that traveling into these canyons is wise? The route looks treacherous.
Back when I was a kid, I used to love exploring and making maps. These canyons would have kept me busy for months. I'd have looked into
Stealth mode
every nook and cranny.
Wait.
Whoa, whoa! What the hell are you firing at?
Yeehaw. Looks like we got ourselves some trouble.
Throwing a grenade!
Heck, that was one hell of a fight. But we remain victorious.
It wasn't really, Derek. It was just a couple of bugs, but, you know, thanks.
Everything okay, Dan?
Yeah, it's all right. I just need you to define what is one hell of a fight and what isn't. I don't think that was. I need to look at your scripting. No, there's no way down, is there? You just got to jump down. There probably is a route down, but this is a Bethesda game. You're meant to go where you're not meant to go. That's the whole point. Just drinking my cheap can of Tropical Blast, 0 sugar, from our lovely Aldi store.
Here.
As you can tell, I'm an expert gamer. My aim is always
Hate to use
true.
force, but I've got a duty.
Death ain't pretty, but it sure is necessary sometimes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to change weapon. What to choose? Ooh. This isn't really a stealth situation, is it? So let's go for something a little bit more powerful. I keep doing that because I haven't used my controller for this game for so long. I forgot what the keys are. See? I'm useless. That's it. That's the one. Come on. Forward.
Good eye, Deputy. Looks like we're heading in the right direction.
It wasn't quite a good eye. It was actually the map marker told me where to go. But okay, thanks for the compliment.
You better check your ammunition supply. It's clear that we're not the only things roaming these canyons. Oh, you're going to regret this.
They got, well, looky here. Yee-ha-ha!
I think after
Look
this
out!
playthrough,
Trouble could have been avoided, but you chose to face it head on. That was the wrong choice.
I realised that he was saying a lot of these combat lines a bit too much, so I have since hopefully slowed them down. You know, make it more fun when they do appear, rather than them being there all the time. Oh, look at plant, may as well scan it.
Get ready!
It's a crying shame that these here vermin didn't learn any manners.
Ooh. So hopefully you know by now that Derek has several personalities. He has a definite personality change when in combat. He turns into sort of like a cowboy kind of character. That's what it is in my head. It probably doesn't sound like a cowboy. And then at the end of combat, he'll turn into like an old-timer cowboy kind of character. He has some other personalities as well, which you will unlock if you do certain things. But I'll let you discover that yourself.
I'm on a roll!
A sausage roll? A ham roll?
Got a present for ya!
Watch it!
Heck, that was one hell of a fight, but we remain victorious.
It's been so long since I've actually played this save file that I didn't realise that I didn't have any bullets for any of these guns that I'm going through. Yeah. You know, when you're modding, the worst thing is that you don't actually get to play, and sometimes you just want to play. So this was quite a nice little playthrough because I got to play. When you're modding, you're just continually testing.
Definitely passed this way.
You know, you go back and forth between this.
What have we got?
Oh, shut up,
Animal,
Sarah.
vegetable, or
Oh
meat?
God, she makes my skin crawl. You'd either, you'll load up the CK, you'll put in some script code, whatever, change something, and then you have to go into game to test it and check that that works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Either way, you've got to close that back down again, exit the game rather, and then load up CK, which takes about 6 minutes each time, and change something, and then close CK, go back into game, blah blah blah, repeat. So it's a really slow process for modding, for all modders, you know. Something to bear in mind. So there might be things that we missed because we don't play enough. You know, what happens if the player does this bizarre thing and we didn't foresee it. You know, I'm always finding things that I've forgotten about. Always trying to think out the box. So, for example, you know, Derek will make comments about the companions. Well, what if that companion is dead? You know, I'm not giving away any spoilers there, but yeah, you know, what if something tragic's happened to one of those players that Derek's making a little quip about? So there's little things that we have to do, that we have to think about all the time. You know, how do we make it immersive so that our creations don't do things that are out of sort with the game. Anyway, I'm blabbering on.
Trouble could have been avoided, but you chose to face it head on. That was the wrong choice.
You're a natural tracker.
I'm still here, Dan.
Into the deep dark hole we go.
You smell that? I'd bet my badge that's wood smoke from a campfire. They're close. Be ready.
We should be careful. This bottleneck is the perfect place for an ambush.
I'll be careful, Sarah. Don't you worry. Ooh, starborn powers. In a moment, you'll see me trying to remember how to use them.
Scanning.
What kind of player are you, by the way? I mean, me personally, I grew up on games like Deus Ex, which are stealth. I love a good stealth game, so I'm a very cautious player. I like to sneak around and shoot from afar. That's my kind of game. This game's okay at that.
Wow, that's impressive.
One over here! Here it comes!
I'll do what I have to do.
Incoming!
You try and hide behind that lamppost. I'm gonna get you. Oh, hide behind a tree. That's better.
No! No! Stop that! You're going to kill someone.
What do you need? Okay then.
Strangely enough, in Fallout 4, I thought about making a mod that tells you what the last holotape was that you picked up, because I used to just struggle. I'd pick up so many holotapes and I'd be like, oh, which one is the have I read and I haven't read, and it got very confusing. So now when I pick up or get instruction to read something, I try and do it straight away, because otherwise I'll just forget which it is. That's the same with a lot of games. That's the same with Cyberpunk as well.
Hey, Dan. You're looking a little bit down in the dumps, buddy. Must be all that junk that you're carrying.
This is quite a find.
Oh, I just picked up an Astra, or Astra, whatever, however they're pronounced. That's part of the new Trackers Alliance quest, which I have yet to play. Like I said before, we don't...
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
Shush, 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 shush. We don't really get a chance to play, but I will try and make time and play that. Can we go in this ship? Mm-hmm. Oh, poo sticks.
Hi, Dan. Sure thing, Dan. Sorry about that, Dan. Certain things override personality protocols. You know, danger, crime, the complexities of the mind-boggling expanding universe. Well, that and the fact that the professor programmed my voice AI using his own voice and a mix of classic late 20th century television. Oh, my creator, Papa, a wonderful man. He made me. I remember he... Oh, wait, no.
Access denied.
I cannot remember.
Access denied.
He was...
Access denied.
And he...
Access denied. Access denied. Access denied.
What were we talking about? Who? Do you need a professor, Dan? I know a few interesting scientific facts if that will do. Ironically, Uranus might actually smell of farts. This has to be one of the most fun facts of space. The clouds on Uranus are composed of hydrogen sulfide, a compound that gives the farts and rotten eggs their distinctive smell.
You can't resist a good fart joke.
Find anything interesting? Let's see what we have here. Interesting. So, their ship was stolen from the Hope Tech factory. Whoever pulled that off must have been one hell of a shipjacker. Well, I guess someone really wants that farm bad. Speaking of which, let's get back there and let Miss Wagner know that she's safe. For now.
Hi, Dan. There are three possible outcomes for the universe. 1. Open universe in which expansion will never stop. 2. Closed universe in which expansion will stop and turn into contraction. 3. Flat universe in which expansion will slow to a halt in an infinite amount of time. Or 4. The universe is bent and doesn't have a clue what it is doing. What do you need? Mind? That's very kind of you, Dan, to refer to my processors and mainframe as a mind. Well, space is so big, it makes one feel so small, doesn't it? The vast nothingness and the almost inaudible music of the spheres. Can you hear it, Dan? Oh, of course, your human hearing range is limited. Let me sing it for you. Beautiful, isn't it?
Very different version from the trailer. Yeah, I'm going to speed this bit up because I think I just keep talking to Derek and testing which of his conversational lines he
Dan,
was saying.
I'm sure you have your reasons for carrying all that stuff. But hey, if you need help, just ask. Hi, Dan, what do you need? Hey, Dan, feel free to load some of that junk into my trunk.
Let's speed up. Here we go. So Derek...
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Thanks, Derek. That's really kind of you. So Derek has quite a few lines that he say conversationally, and some of them are, conditional as to what's going on in the game. So he won't say all of them. So I just was playing through this before and just seeing how many lines he would say, but it's not important. The other thing is he has all these scientific facts. I think there's about 15 so far, but I keep finding more interesting things to say. So there'd be more of those. But anyway, let's get back to the story. Here we are, back at the farm.
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
And here's a football. Interesting note, in Skyrim, we spent ages trying to get the physics on a ball to work. Anyone who's played WoW will notice the big bouncy beach balls in one of the shrines. I can't remember which one, but basically myself and Mentha and a couple of other modders, I think it was maybe even Dante, we spent ages trying to work out how to make the physics of a ball. And here in Starfield, there's a ball. Great. There's so much you can do with that, by the way, modders.
So I have no way of knowing if there aren't more coming. Guess I'll start sleeping with a gun nearby. I can't thank you enough. I'd hate to be remembered as the wagoner who couldn't hold on to the farm that's been in the family for so long. Of course. All the same, I'm grateful.
If you have any more trouble, give us a call. We're in system, so it won't take long to get someone out here. All right, Deputy. Let's get back to the Rock. We need to report this to the Marshal.
Okay.
Scanning.
Clearly, I haven't
What do
worked
you
out
need?
or remembered how to turn off my
Well,
light.
since you asked.
Happy to listen.
No, can't remember how to do it. Right, there's no point hanging around here. Let's head to Akila City. Let's round this part of the mission off. Nobody wants to see a load screen forever, so we're speeding up a little bit again.
If we're planning on staying a while, we could grab a room at the Stone Root Inn.
What do you need?
Want to grab a room with me, Sarah? What do you want to do there? Oh, not looking at crochet patterns again, are we?
Hey.
As you can tell, like I said before, I've completely ignored the Trackers Alliance. Right, here I am. You can see that I'm trying to work out how to turn the
This
light
place
on.
sure looks lifted.
No, it's not that button. It's not that button. Not that. When Derek does that, by the way, that's him scanning to see if there's a scene he can play.
Nobody's allowed outside the city walls after nightfall.
So he's checking conditions to see if things fit.
Just one quiet day. Not too much to ask for.
Sure, Laredo. You ask me? Traveling and free.
You seem all right.
It's been that long since I've played. I can't really remember what the bullets are that I usually use. I think there's 7.77. I think they go for the Akila gun, don't they? Get out of the way, Derek. Oh, am I going to try and look for the Co-Museum? No. Let's get this quest done and dusted. So I'm just going to shut up and let it play. And no, Sarah, I'm not going to talk to you because you'll try to marry me.
Well, hey there. These Rangers are some hard-blooded folk. They ain't afraid of anything.
What's the story on Montero Luna?
That call we got from Wagoner Farm turned out
How
to be
did
a
she
little
get
more
there so
interesting
quickly?
than I was expecting. Some men were trying to run the Wagoners off the land. They tried to buy it first, but when that didn't work, they turned to threats. We confronted them, and unfortunately, it came to violence. None of them survived.
You helped someone in need and came back alive. That's a job well done. For the time being, yes, but you could still be in danger. That's why we need to fill in some blanks. What did you make of these men who were trying to take the farm? I had a feeling you were no stranger to combat. Good thing, too, given the turn of events.
You can take the soldier out of the war, but you can't take the war out of the soldier. You carry that
Not
experience
sure what's
with you
happening
forever.
with that angle. Maybe
Now, did you find
She's
anything that might give
downstairs
us
or
a
something.
lead on why these men wanted the farm? Hope Tech ships ain't exactly cheap. That thief could probably tell us a lot about these men you ran into.
There's something else. They were dressed in Freestar militia uniforms. The unit badge was yellow on black with the number 1. Didn't you fight in the Colony War, Marshal? That sound familiar at all?
The 1st Cavalry. I was in that unit for a while. But it was disbanded decades ago. After the Battle of Nera. What was left of it, anyway. Hell, it's our only lead. The Hope Tech factory is in Hope Town on Polvo. Nia Kalu's our ranger stationed out there. She can introduce you to Ron Hope, the president of Hope Tech. He might be able to help you find the thief. Just make sure you stay on his good side. He's on the Council of Governors, and they're the ones we answer to. Good. The last thing I need is the Council breathing down my neck. This is your assignment now, Deputy. Work with the other Rangers. Find out what you can about those men on Montera Luna. Meantime, I'll look into a possible connection with the 1st Cavalry. Good hunting.
Don't worry, Dan. You keep moving forward. Right behind you. Freestar, so cool. I wish I could get a hat too.
Maybe one day you will, Derek. Maybe one day you will.
Nicely done.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably wrap this up and we're gonna move ahead and we're gonna go and meet Ron Hope and then go to Neon, I believe. We will have a bit of fun. We'll have some fun with Ron and we'll have some fun with the Astral Lounge, I think.
The Rock isn't exactly massed, but as seats of government go, it's still quite an impressive structure.
A new novel written by Freestar veteran and author Hawa Mega has been climbing the charts. Meg Horizon is a fictionalized account of a mega...
I'm probably contemplating about looking for Sam Cohn Museum. But no, let's go and get a coffee.
I have things for you.
Hi, Dan.
Akila is one of the oldest cities in the settled systems.
This is me looking to find out what is the switch that turns the light off. And it's right in front of me, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, I found it. There it is. Ah, that's so much better.
Oh, look, a Terra Brew. Accessing external mainframe.
There's not enough to do around here.
Did you know that by the time you've ordered and received your Terra Brew fudge cake latte, another 7 Terra Brew shops will have opened within a light year's radius from the store you ordered your drink in? If we're not careful, such mass demand has the potential to reduce any planet's main produce to Terra Brew. And that can have startling effects on a planetary economy.
Okay, so we'll leave it there.
All sorts of Aquilas.
I'll make another part in which we continue the story. Thanks for watching and listening to me nattering on. Goodbye.